Some citizenship programs promise delivery of a passport within 3 to 6 months, promise on fast delivery, but many of them fall short of their promises, and it takes years instead of months. Investors get frustrated. So what are the countries where in 2026 you can get a passport within 3 to 6 months? I'm Philippe May from EC Holdings Singapore, and these are my 4 picks for a quick citizenship process in 2026. So why do we have these backlogs? Why is there such a delay? At the end of the day, it's a lack of determination by the relevant governments to process these applications, a lack of commitment. You have St Lucia, which had a deluge of applications due to some malfeasance in China with financing. But you also have Portugal, Greece, residency, not citizenship programs, where you have a long backlog simply because governments work inefficiently. There is nothing in for the program officer sitting at the desk and dealing with a huge pile of applications. Now, what are the 4 countries that I would recommend for those who value speed and efficiency? First program, Nauru. Nauru in the South Pacific just started early 2025, but has already proven that they're able to deliver. Within 3 to 4 months, they run a very thorough due diligence, a standard just as high as in the Caribbean, but they do actually deliver results. And they have been very open in their communications. So as a license holder, as an industry member, we have seen that Nauru can deliver, and you can expect a passport within 3 to 4 months if your documents are in order. The second country where you can expect a swift delivery of your citizenship is St Kitts and Nevis. St Kitts and Nevis in the Caribbean got its act together, got the new CEO, made a commitment to faster and more efficient processing, and surprisingly to some, they have been delivering. We had a case just right now where on 1st of August 2025, an application was lodged and the approval came early October. These are facts. So St. Kitts and Nevis is back in the game, and I can recommend it for anyone who wants a Caribbean citizenship with speed. The third country that we can recommend is Vanuatu. Vanuatu has been fast traditionally, and they didn't compromise on due diligence. They haven't changed their process. You can expect to be naturalized in Vanuatu within 3 months. Of course, the number of documents you have to provide is less than in the Caribbean. The quality of the citizenship is not the same either, but the speed is there, and Vanuatu doesn't fail to deliver. The last country that is speedy in its process is Sao Tome and Principe in Africa, a very new program which has just started in the second half of 2025, but within weeks after the launch, it has already naturalized the first citizens, and we are convinced that in 2025, Sao Tome will make a lot of news on speed and efficiency. Long story short, a lot of citizenship by investment programs have huge backlogs, delays, and nobody can tell you when your application will be approved. This creates uneasiness, this creates uncertainty. So people who want to be sure they get a passport within a reasonable amount of time in 2026 should stick to these 4 countries: Vanuatu, Nauru, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Sao Tome and Principe.